Tarot and Oracle forecast for the week of 8th of January 2018. This is for all star signs. It's the overarching prevalent energies. If you'd like a more personal or private reading for your particular life story or that incredible soulmate reading, you can contact me via the links in the description box below. Right, let's start with your reading. I'm reversing the order a little bit this week. I just did a general reading for general life, career, etc. and then followed it up with your relationship reading because it seemed to make more sense that way around. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. So the layout of cards for this week is a sequence of events whereby news suddenly comes in rather unexpectedly. That news gives you the opportunity or the potential to remove something from life, which I think was clouding it. Because if you look at the next card, you see that the clouds are breaking away and the sun is shining through. This gives you emotional clarity and also opens up the channels of communication. And that's a pretty strong theme for this week. So whether this applies to your general life, even your love life, or your career life, I think there's some kind of news either that you've been awaiting or it comes in completely unexpectedly. Yet it allows you to get rid of a problem, something that has been hanging over you, something that perhaps you haven't seen, had the clarity or the potential. I wouldn't say the ability has been there. It's just that there hasn't been an opening for you to deal with whatever the situation may be. Like I said, it can be in any area of your life. But this news coming in gives you that opportunity. And you get that emotional, you get that clarity of thought that will help you navigate your way through whatever it is that has been hanging over you. And that opening of channels of communication is the key to the progress, shall we say, of dealing with whatever it is that was hanging over you. If we move on to your relationship reading, this is interesting, very interesting. My favorite words, isn't it? At the beginning of the week, there's chemistry with somebody. You have, I think, already had this chemistry with someone. You've met up with somebody in passing or a little bit more than that, and there was chemistry with him. There's a strong magnetic attraction, this card says. This is followed by the vulnerability card, choices, and soulmates. Now, this can play out, I think, in a few different ways depending on your personal life story. So I'm just going to work my way through what the stories or the messages that were downloaded for me, right? So the first one is, you are in a relationship already and you have met up with somebody and that chemistry just pinged through there. Now, that vulnerability card says maybe you just really did not expect this. You didn't expect to bump into this person and you didn't expect to feel like this about them. Now you are faced with choices. Now that angel in that card that has the dark wing and the light wing says that the choice here is very clear to you. You stay or you go, or you recognize and realize that potentially perhaps the relationship you were in is now lacking something which is making you open to experiencing feelings for other people. You finish up with a soulmates card here. So this is where the dilemma comes in, the dichotomy comes in, because you are either with a soulmate and you need to recognize that that is the case, regardless of the fact that you were attracted to someone else, or you need to realize the relationship that you are in is not going to fulfill your needs, and now you know it. You have come to the realization, and there's a soulmate waiting out there for you. Whether it is this person you shared that chemistry with, well, that remains to be seen. This reading is sort of not telling us about that at the moment. If you're in a permanent partnership or relationship that you have no inclination of moving out of, this is perhaps just an indication for you that you are with your soulmate and that you need to perhaps rekindle, work on, reignite something within your relationship that is lacking. It's just kind of a wake-up call for you that your relationship needs its chemistry reawakened again in some way. The chemistry is not always just about the physical chemistry. This can be about just truly enjoying one another's company. So when last have the two of you done something together where you truly enjoy one another's company? That's a message coming through for you. And for those of you that are not in partnerships and relationships and looking for somebody new, you've tripped over someone or are about to trip over someone, metaphorically speaking. That reignites that chemistry, that awakens that in you. It leaves you feeling a little vulnerable, and you are vulnerable. That second card says you are vulnerable here because of the choice you need to make, but this is a soulmate. Why you are vulnerable and what that choice entails is going to be entirely dependent on your life story, okay? That's going to be for each of you something different. But you'll probably see towards the end of the week what I'm referring to here or what this message refers to. So I picked clarifier cards on that choices card. So what is that about? There's definitely somebody. So that the man waiting card says that. So this is definitely someone that awakened that chemistry. Your choices are your key to luck, is what those clarifier cards say. That's really interesting. So the choice in what you would consider the light direction, what you know in your heart is probably the right choice for you, will bring you the key to the luck that changes or moves this relationship forward. And the choice towards the dark side of that wing, in other words, what you know is probably not in your best interests, in all likelihood will not bring the key to that luck. It could in fact be quite the opposite. Right, so a sort of a puzzle to be worked through this week. I have a feeling that this is what we were given to work with at the beginning of the week, because the rest will be shown to us as the week progresses, and it's an experience the universe wants us to have. So we're not being given every single clue here just yet. But by the end of the week, when I do your next reading, it'll no doubt be telling us all about what transpired this week. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm just going to repeat again, if you would like the personal or private reading or that really amazing soulmate reading, which is definitely a good idea considered this reading this week. For those of you looking for relationships, I will leave the links in the description box below. I want to thank you all for watching and listening and commenting and liking and subscribing. And for those of you that do share this video, a big cyber hug. Thank you.